Thomas Merton said of loneliness that solitude is the solution to loneliness. As with most spiritual teachings, this paradox appears initially, at least, to make no sense. Yet, to attend to solitude with a degree of resilience and commitment enables the embodiment of that same aloneness as distinct from the feeling or thought of loneliness. We spend enough time in timelessness, in solitude, that we move through an apparent dark night of the soul, of the psyche, that isn't driven by circumstances or environment or thoughts or feelings, though those are sometimes part of the pathway through the badlands of solitude to reach glory or bliss or nirvana at the end of that. And here we're not talking about a feeling or a sensation or a moment of enlightenment or recognition. We are simply talking about spending enough time in the mental narrative, the emotional spectrum, the twitches and uncomfortability of the body, that the difficulty in attending to the presence of these collapses finally, and the light of being, the ordinariness of presence, shines, glows. Silence is the language of God. Silence is the language of love. Stillness, presence, whichever will we need, are the most efficient and broadest expressions of love with a capital L we can find. The longer we are in aloneness, the larger the love. Vows of silence used to be taken. Vows of silence are still taken. Yet, paradoxically, we know only silence. Silence or stillness is that in which thought arises in the morning. Silence is that in which the dream occurs in the dream state. And none of us would argue that the sleeping state that we all know, most of us know once a day, may well be silent, though there is no personality to be present to that silence. Silence is the nature of consciousness. Silence is the nature of the world of forms. I look out there to acknowledge that there appear to be a multiplicity and diversity of objects, of things, of people, places, of thoughts and feelings about the people and the places as we negate or move backwards into direct experience. But in what do these thoughts and feelings appear and disappear? In what do the senses seem to apparently experience a world of objects, of places, of faces, of experiences, of persons, of difficulties, of joys, of excellence, of brilliance, of idiocy, of emptiness, of pointlessness, and so on. These are objects described by this subject are interchangeable. No feeling ever endures, no thought ever endures, no cough ever endures. Yet that to which, that in which, and that as which I am, who seems to know these changeable things, is unchanging, is in fact still, is in fact silent, is in fact already complete, is in fact already whole, is free, is indivisible, is unchanged by the changing things. The I am, that I am, is the same I am that knew childhood, that knew being a teenager, that knew being 20, that knew being 30, that knew being 40, that now knows being here. Because all of these ages, apparent ages, conceptual times, diaries, birthdays and calendars, changed, but I was still here, being here now. I am silence might be the broadest activity we can recognize, covet and embody. So Thomas Merton was perhaps right. Solitude is the answer to loneliness. Let's see.